Our Distinguished Alumnus Award is very special to the school because really it epitomizes a model of what we want our guys to aspire to. We talk about three things when the guys are applying to Jesuit. We talk about listening to what God is calling them to do, having them realize their dreams, and to make a positive difference in the world. I think Doug is a good model of those three things of what's going on in his life. Listening to God, making a positive difference in the world, and realizing his dreams. It's hard to think that a man who started off working at a chicken restaurant has developed as successful as Doug has, but Doug has touched a lot of lives, and I would have to say that probably the most important thing is that he puts people first in what he does.
Each year, the Alumni Association receives numerous qualified nominations for distinguished alumnus. This year, Doug Brooks from the class of 1970 really stood out, not just because of his professional success as the CEO of Brinker International, not just because of his personal success and the example he sets as a father, a brother, and an uncle, but really it's the work he does in the community and how he's turned a personal tragedy into such incredible service work with organizations like Kenny Can Foundation, Limbs for Life, and St. Jude's. There's a saying in the Jesuits, the best things about any school are not what's said about it, but what's lived out by its alumni.
Doug and I go back to, I figured it out, 1964. 48 years, if my math is correct. Started the first 7th grade class at St. Rita's. And he and I were on the first St. Rita Spartan football team in 1964. Doug was a quarterback, I was a center. Don't think we won too many games, but we had a lot of fun.
My dad gave Doug and I our first real jobs at the Neuhoff meatpacking plant. We were glad to have the work, but I'll have to say, it wasn't too glamorous. I remember looking at Doug every morning when we'd go through those factory gates, looking at each other saying, were we gonna make one more day of loading trucks and sweeping blood up off the floor? I like to think that that summer at Neuhoff Packers gave Doug his work ethic and also made that first day at Chili's look like paradise.
The experience at Jesuit, I think, was instrumental in getting Doug started, and by that I mean at Jesuit, the traits that are instilled in everyone that goes here is, hard work, determination, giving to others.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, this building had just opened, it was everything was new, and Doug was always right in the middle of everything. He was very, very active. He was on the newspaper staff, the yearbook staff, he was the Lone Ranger, he played basketball, and he played baseball, captain his senior year, and was always there, right in the middle of everything.
The Jesuit experience has transformed Doug and all of us into the men we are today in a very profound way, and that is, Jesuit takes a high school freshman and brings them to a knowledge of the greater world, a world outside themselves, and helps them fit and contribute to that world.
When Doug lost his leg in his accident, it was an event that a lot of people could react a lot of different ways to. And Doug took a potentially life-altering event in a negative way and has turned it into something really glorious, in that he's been able to change the lives of thousands of people in a positive way.
The most interesting thing in my mind about the whole situation was, over time, Doug realized that losing the leg was really a gift, and it allowed him to help more people and other people that had similar type of problems.
I've always thought that Doug's life would make a great movie. It has everything you need. Modest beginnings, self-made success, tragedy, triumph to greater heights, and you know what? He even got the pretty girl.
And I'm just as impressed with his success as a husband, father, and friend as I am with his business success. And sometimes it might be harder to work the other three in when you're trying to get to the top on the business side. But Doug has done a very good job of balancing all that.
The examples he sets both in business and the community, the way he lives his life, what he does for others. He's a perfect example of the Jesuit ideals.
Throughout all his accomplishments, has never lost sight of the importance of helping out those that are less fortunate. And through his dedication to Limbs for Life, Kenny Can Foundation, St. Jude's, he's impacted the lives of thousands of people for the better. In addition to that, he's a real-life example of perseverance, hard work, and how it can pay off. Put simply, Doug just does things the right way.
Congratulations, Doug, on your honor. I'm Deborah South, and I'm the Executive Director at Limbs for Life in Oklahoma City. Doug and Holly have been game changers for Limbs for Life. Without them, we would not be where we are today. Limbs for Life provides financial assistance to all states, and last year to many different countries. Limbs for Life relies on contributions from individuals, grants, and foundations, and through the Brooks' professional and personal connections, they have broadened our support immeasurably, which has allowed Limbs for Life to meet more patients' needs. Their impact on our ability to fulfill our mission is beyond measure. I'm so pleased that Doug is being honored. He's our real hero.
Doug, on behalf of your classmates from the class of 1970, all your friends scattered around hither and yon, would like to congratulate you on the recognition that is well-deserved and long overdue.
Doug, congratulations, the great honor you're receiving today. And this comes from your older brothers, since that's the way you always introduce me, even though you might look a little bit older than me.
Congratulations, Uncle Doug. I'm really happy that Jesuit has chosen you to be this year's Distinguished Alumni. You're truly deserving of it, and I just want to thank you for being a great uncle and a great role model.
Doug, I want to offer my congratulations and those of the entire Newhoff family on your well-deserved honor. What makes me especially happy is I know that your mentors and dear friends, Norman Brinker and Joe Hager, are smiling down from heaven today, and they're just as proud of you as we are. God bless and keep you, my dear friend.